Alright, hey all, this is TJ, aka Master Nobody 3 on Carbon Poker. I am doing my first live play video here, or at least I'm going to attempt to. Hopefully the software works. I'm doing this mostly for my own purposes, to sort of train and review and to look at. But I'm going to put it up on YouTube. And if anyone sees it and likes it, that's really awesome. And let me know in the comments what you thought about it, any thoughts you have on any of the hands, and maybe I can make some more of these. So I'm gonna call the tables. Oh, here, we'll get to that in a second. But this on the nines, obviously an open. I'm just going to 3x. I do that in every game, pretty much, on Bovada, in cash, I mean. Tournaments are another story. My isolation raise size varies, but in open raise, I more or less always go 3x. So it's nice, took that down pre-flop, easy. I had a really nice pot on this table. It was actually on this table here with the player who was just there. This looks like to me a good 3-bet spot. I like 3-betting with ace blockers, especially blind versus blind. It puts a lot of pressure on the other player. This guy's really loose, and yeah, there he just folds, so that's a good result. I don't really have defined ranges in that spot. I probably should. I don't know what exactly how I should be constructing my ranges in that sort of spot. But against a player like this that's really aggressive, and I don't want to try to call down with ace high. I'm just gonna 3-bet and hope he folds there. Up here with ace king, I've had a really bad flop come. I'm gonna call this table. I'll just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but I don't have a 1 right now. I'm just gonna check fold this. I don't really see the point in getting out of line. Yeah, especially with short stacks in, that's even more reason to check fold, because they're never ever folding draws. Some of them might not even fold, just like the naked ace of clubs, things like that. Pairs, certainly, any pair, because any pair has at least a any pocket pair is either an overpair, a set, or an open-ender. So yeah, that's just a terrible board to continue on ace king, and I will never do that ever. I wanted to show a nice hand that I won over on this table. That's how I got this stack just a few minutes ago in the nice little replayer here. Bovada's replayer is a little ghetto, but I don't like it, or it's okay. So here, I'll slow it down to normal speed. So yeah, I open ace 9 suited on the button, very standard. I flop top 2, which is really good. It's on a monotone board, which is a little scary sometimes. But this guy had been a huge calling station. His stats were something like 58-0 or something, with like 33 went to showdown. It was a serious calling station. So I figured he would call this bet with really any spade, any ace, any part of the board he would call. I'm going to ISO raise this to 5x. Sometimes I actually like to go a little lower with hands as good as ace king to make sure to keep those really bad hands in. But against a guy with these stats, he's just going to call anyway, so who cares? Just going to overlimp the deuces, no reason to get out of line here. Check folding on this flop. I hope 2 is not contemplating, well, actually, if 2 is contemplating a squeeze here, I really don't mind. I will gladly 4-bet if he does, but it looks like he's just timing out, yeah. Oh wow, that guy did fold. That is shocking. Now, this guy is also loosey-goosey. I don't expect him to like check raise or do anything weird. So I'm just going to c-bet this flop and hope to take it down. If not, now we donk bet. It's very strange. I have no idea what he would be donking here. I don't know, I almost just want to fold here, because he could have a 5 and just be being silly. That's so nitty. I'll peel one. Yeah, now I'm just going to give it up. Hopefully my tank might scare him a little bit. Alright, now he checks. Now if he was donking with a pair, I don't think he's going to fold now. So I'm just going to check back and hope he has... check back, look like I'm like confused and just going to call him down with queens or something. Alright, good. Well, now at least 4s have been countered. 4s and down have been counterfeited. I don't really expect him to bluff much here. Yeah, he checks. I'm just going to check it back. And he's got total air balls. So that ended up being a really good peel on the flop for me. I don't know why on earth he's donking a hand like that, but I should probably note that. This is the tournament table. What's going on here? Oh, he's all in the... Oh, they're both all in blind. Huh. I'm just going to open this and see what happens. I know this video is mostly made to focus on the cash games. Okay, good. So I'm in a good spot, and I got flopped dead. I might get a side pot? No, he gets the whole thing. Whatever. That was just unlucky. I don't really know. That's another spot that I just honestly have no idea what I'm supposed to do with a hand like ace-8. Obviously, I want to isolate, but like if I get jammed on, it just sucks. Yeah, this guy isn't raising light, so I'm just going to fold the ace-6. But yeah, back to this hand. Yeah, I c-bet almost pot. And then he comes out and donks pot. I guess maybe sometimes he would do this with like bad flushes to sort of protect his hand against a flush. But I think very often he's just kind of goofing around with nonsense, or with, you know, with one spade. Yeah, I think his range is quite wide here, and it's unlikely, you know, if he had say a set of 3s. So somehow he has a set of 3s. But there aren't that many combos of that, you know, of sets here, so I'm not really worried about it. But you know, would he really just bet pot? Probably not. I don't think he would. I think he might bet like 750 or something, like way too big. But I don't think he would just whack in pot. So I called here. I'm gonna check the 10-8 suited here. I love this hand. And then yeah, and then he pots again on the river, or I think he maybe almost potted. No, yeah, he pots river. And again, is he really going to pot his sets here, or is he going to check and hope that I bluff with a missed flush draw or something like that? I don't know if this type of player is thinking on that level, but again, the story doesn't add up here. So I called him, and I was right. I was very, very pleased with that. I don't know. I think there might be an argument in that hand for just going with it on the turn, just jamming turn against his donk bet. But it worked out well as he bluffed the river with. Well, yeah, he actually turned a gut shot as well. So he had 12 outs going to the river. So seeing the cards, yeah, I should have gone with it and blown him off that equity, which he might have just called anyway. But it worked out well in that situation. So a little bit about my setup here. I just recently started 6-tabling. I had another tournament up here. Bovada limits you to 4 cash games and single table tournaments. I think you can play, so the most you can play is you can play 4 MTTs and 4 cash games / sit and goes at a time. So you can technically 8-table on Bovada, but usually I don't like to mix playing tournaments and cash games at the same time. The reason I did it tonight is because this here is the $5,000 free roll tournament. That's very easy to get into. This is kind of goofy. They're both so loose. I guess I'll just limp and hope to flop an ace. Okay, good. But if I bet, I don't really know where I'm at if I get raised. So I'm just going to probably check and call this down. Yeah, now it checks around, so I'm fairly certain I have the best hand. One, I guess, could have checked an ace, but to check and then, yeah, this guy's a huge station. Oh, he raised. That sucks. But he's super aggressive. He could just be doing this for showdown, so I'm gonna do that and evaluate his sizing on the turn or the river. If he, yeah, I'm just gonna, yeah, he just checked back. So that was actually a good bet by him. I'm gonna open, raise and fold this. Ace Queen, I'm just gonna flat. Even though I probably could value raise here. Yeah, I probably should have value raised that. Yeah, no, he just pots. That's really strange. But I can't fold, obviously. I think I'm going to check. Ooh. He definitely doesn't have a jack. Yeah, he checks back. So he would check back ace king here. I could fire a little blocker bet, I guess. Yeah, I'm just going to fire $5. I don't expect him to raise me with an ace. Now on the tournament table here, I'm just going to see bet small. Yeah, so I got him there. I don't know if he would have called much more than $5. I don't know, some people do weird things. Some people would just would check back the jack on the turn thinking that they're like, oh, I'm slow playing, even though it's like a really good double barrel card. I'm gonna open this. This kind of sucks that I got flatted twice on this table, but I mean I'm committed at this point. One SPR. I'm just gonna kind of make a committal looking bet here. If he's got it, good for him. Yeah, he doesn't. Okay. Well, this is bizarre. Min donk bet. I have nothing. What exactly would he do that with? I'm just gonna make it. I'm gonna make it 175 because I don't think there's like any way he would do that with a strong hand. Yeah. Okay. He just mucked. So this has gone really well so far. I was really nervous that I would turn the camera on and would just start running terrible, but so far so good. I'm probably going to pause this or end the video soon-ish. Queen 8 suited. I just won a hand on this table, so I'm going to make a game flow fold here. Normally, Queen 8 suited is not really in my opening range there, but with a limper in. Oh, it actually is in my opening range. I have it right here, but it's that's a pretty loose cutoff range. I don't know. Yeah, I think that was probably a mistake to not open that with dead money in. But I find that, especially on Bovada, with people that just play with their emotions and are stupid, they tend to overestimate you like playing the rush, and tend to play back at you more when you just want a pot. So I don't think it's really, I think it's pretty neutral EV lay down there. This hand, King Deuce suited. These are interesting hands. I am deep enough with everybody, but, well, he's just going to limp. And he's a total fish, so I'm probably going to be playing this. If Yeah, he responds really poorly to c-bets, or at least has so far. So I'm just going to raise this like kind of small. I'll make it 2.25. I think that looks a little scarier. And I expect to get just a lot of sort of c-bet take it against this opponent. Yeah, or just take it. Loose folds to some ISOs. But yeah, more about my setup. So yeah, right now this is the free roll that I qualify for with points. I actually got second in this free roll the last time I played it for like $400, so that's a nice little way to get some rake back. But yeah, these are cash tables. I'll just make it easy and call this 1, 2, 3, 4 tournament table, because that's not going to change. This I think is pretty straightforward to defend. I think there's a case for 3-betting it, but I don't know. Against a laggy guy, I don't really see the point in inflating the pot out of position. And in ace-high flop, I'm just going to check fold. I don't really see the point in continuing here. Yeah. I really want to peel this, but I don't think, I'm getting about 23 to 1, 23 to 1 implied odds. I guess it's worth it because it'll be so sneaky if I hit. Okay. Obviously check folding a king high flop. Well, you know, a king high flop that doesn't involve a draw. Got some backdoors, I guess, but yeah, definitely not goofing around on this board. Because, I mean, you know, what hands would I really be check raising here anyway? If he has jacks, I don't know if he's going to lay them down, so I'm just going to check fold that. Yeah, typically when I'm grinding cash, I will play, I have been 6-tabling lately. It was usually 4 tables, but I've just recently started 6-tabling. So sometimes I'll play 4 tables on Bovada because I do believe it to be quite a bit, well, a little bit softer than Carbon Poker. Having the HUD especially, I think, is a colossal advantage on Bovada because it's a little harder to work, and not that many people have them. This is another tempting peel, but he's just short and, I don't know, get into a lot of bad spots. Probably a sort of a 3-better fold spot. I could I could maybe 3-bet, just 3-bet get it in with King Jack suited or something. But I don't know. I think that's fine to just fold. I think it's actually always a fold, to be honest. Yeah, 4 tables in Bovada and 2 on Carbon Poker, which is sort of where I got my start. Will be my usual cash grind. But yeah, tonight, since I have the 1 tournament up, I figured I would just 6-table on Bovada. I bought my bust-out hand in the tournament over here was 2 queens lost to 10-7 suited. Called 10-7 suited, called off a 15 big blind shove. So yeah, Bovada. Yeah, no real action here. I try to take notes when I can. I take them in client because these sort of player numbers, everybody actually gets a unique player number. See, it's all this like hexadecimal. I'm going to open king high here. So yeah, it's the notes are only temporary anyway. I'm not going to get a database on any of these players. So I'll take notes sometimes, especially on really like super fishy players, so I can maximally exploit them. Players that seem good, like a guy like this, there's no point in taking notes, you know, because the edges I have over a player like that aren't going to be nearly as big as those that I would have over this type of player. This is another hand that I would like to open, but yeah, it's just not really good enough on the cutoff. Definitely a button open. This is really weird, but I just don't have a good hand, so I'm going to fold. Curious how 2 is going to respond to this, because that's such a wet board. Ooh, little small raise. When he half pots and calls, I think he has draws extremely often. I think 2 actually may have a draw as well. It'll be interesting to see who fires at this, especially in just a like 1.1 SPR pot here. Ooh, half pizzle. Yeah, I think 2's got a fold. I think he had a draw. Would have probably been, honestly, I think he should have raised, if he did have like a good draw or a good hand, I think he should have raised more in jam turn, but probably wouldn't have worked. So it was a nice hand by our fishy friend over here. He, I think, got some really good value out of probably Queen Rag. Knowing him, it was probably, you know, Queen 5 suited or something super awesome like that. Ooh. Spots like this in tournaments, I know this is mostly a cash game video, but spots like this in tournaments I really am tempted to jam because people just don't call. You know, against an optimal small blind shoving range in this spot, people need to be calling like King 7 suited and like Queen 9 and things like that. And they just won't. They will not. But against this guy especially, he's kind of loose, and I took a nice pot off him, so I'm going to lay it down. I would jam anything good there. I would jam, yeah, looks like I was getting snap called. I would jam pretty much any suited connectors, suited queens, kings, aces. This is a fold. Obviously any pair, like any 2 broadways, probably some non, like, you know, like king 5 off plus queen, not queen 9 off, queen 10 off, or queen 8 off, you know, things like that. I really hate overlimping hands that are easily dominated, but I'm just getting such a good price. I'm getting 8-1 here. I'm going to do it anyway. And that is a very good flop for me. I don't want this to check through, so I'm going to bet it. If I get raised, I can probably call 1, but it'd be really tough to call more than 1. This I'm just not going to 3-way, even though it's a dry board. Full flop. Oh, well, or I could just make a pair. Tournament table. Okay, that got through. That makes things easy. Tournament table, again, 5-4 suited on the button. Normally, it's a hand I love, but in this case, it's pretty much a jam or a fold, I think. And I think jamming would be a little reckless, especially against these 2. I don't think it's a GTO shove. I think it would be a little loose and would be reckless against these opponents. Everybody seems to be stalling now. The bubble, you know what? Let me check on the bubble. Because if the bubble's coming up, then this is dead. Oh, okay. Well, he opened, so 60 hands. Has not played a hand yet. I think I'm gonna fold the 5-4 suited. Jack 9 off. I can open this. It's not very good, but this player is also not very good, so. Get called in 2 spots, paired flop. I could one and done this, but I don't know. Between the 2 of them, somebody's likely to have a pair. Yeah, I'm just not gonna goof around here. Heads up pots, I'm all for goofing around. But in spots like that, I just don't really see the point. Because if I raise and like, yeah, there's a whole lot of bad things that can happen. Wow, so the dude who hadn't played a hand just raised. Oh, this is a new player. Okay, that makes more sense. I do need to check on the bubble in this tournament. Hopefully it won't interfere with my 7s here. How many players left? Currently 89 players, 72 places paid. Yeah, so we're approaching the bubble here. This is probably an ISO. He's loose enough. Yeah, I think I can ISO this. I'm going to make it big. So hopefully I don't get called quite as much. And I definitely don't want to play multi-white pot, so I could have even gone up to 350, I think, but wow. Well, this guy just, yeah, he doesn't care. So this is going to be pretty shitty unless I flop an overpair or set. Yeah, just going to check fold this. Unfortunately. So yeah, what I was sort of starting to say, sometimes in spots like that, when there have been several limpers in and I have a, you know, small to medium pair, I'll just over limp. Because very often at these limits on American sites, people are just going to limp call. You know, even the blinds say, oh, well, he made it $3, but, you know, there's so many limpers in, can create a bigger putt. And yeah, just everybody calls. So I might actually get to check this down. Considering making kind of a defensive bet here, I think I have the best hand like relatively often, and I don't think if I bet, I don't think a bet's gonna get like attacked. So I'm gonna go ahead and bet. I don't think either of them would check a king twice, but I could get called by draws. I could get like a call and a check from draws. Yeah, I mean he could have a jack, but this is just kind of a defensive bet anyway. Well, that sucks if any of them had ace-high flush draws, or, you know, clubs. But yeah, obviously I can't bet this for value. Yeah, that sucks. And again, that's a spot where they're just calling anyway. I mean, I guess I could just bomb because I think I have the best hand so often, but I don't know. My goal in the hand is really to just protect and check back, make sure I don't have to call a large river bluff. So I don't mind my bet there. King queen suited, obvious open. Jack, ace jack suited, obvious open. Yeah, people are totally stalling in this now, so I need to put my foot on the gas as far as jamming. This is interesting. I've been super nitty on this table, so I'm gonna ISO the. No. I'm gonna definitely bet this for value. Definitely bet this for value. Little half pizzle. Ooh. Check min. That kind of sucks. Am I really just gonna fold? Yeah, well, I'll just peel once and probably fold turn because he's got plenty of like good hands in his range. Yeah. So I'm not gonna call him down. I'm not gonna go for stacks here. Now that's a really good bluff card. I don't expect him to attack I don't know if I expect him to attack a blocker bet. I think he's got, you know, I think he's got just a king. That fishy min raise. Yeah, let's put out 4, and hopefully he'll just call, even if he has an ace. I just want him to just call because obviously yeah, okay. I know blocker betting is kind of, and anybody who sees this, please feel free to comment on my blocker betting. I know it's kind of like unbalanced and I don't know, kind of bad sometimes, but I personally feel that on Bovada especially, where you don't have you don't have player histories, and I think that balance is just completely unnecessary. Not even just overrated, it's just you don't need to balance at all. Unless you're playing with the same players for, you know, hours. I kind of just want to jam these jacks. I don't know, because I don't want action from him on the bubble. Actually, you know, I don't care about $6. I'm just going to do that and hope to induce. Yeah, well now I'm just going to get it in. Here I flopped a pair, but it's really not a good one. So I'm just going to check fold this. Yeah, there's no reason. I mean, I can peel, but like, what am I going to do after that? I should make a note, though, of this min raise with huge draw. Check turn. Which again is an unbalanced line, but I don't hate his line there. This again, I hate over limping hands hands like this. Yeah, I'm just going to let this one go. This is a check. Flop nothing, check fold. Yes, going back to what I was saying about blocker bets, I think, especially at these stakes, even on Carbon, where you do have hand history and you know, player notes and things like that, I think at these stakes people just aren't attacking blocker bets, even like solid grinders, because they think that you would blocker bet. A lot of people blocker bet monsters for, you know, value. Pretty shitty flop over here. Yeah, so most people, as long as you don't make it obviously look like a blocker bet, like just min click it. He's so loose. This is just not a good board to c-bet. I really have nothing. And so many draws are calling me, and then, I don't know, it's just not a good board to barrel on. Bet from him is actually kind of suspicious. Well, now I don't have enough history on him. I'm just gonna fold it. Yeah, so that raise with jacks is definitely getting through. Yeah, or I guess not. Oh, well, that sucks. Yeah, now I'm just going to stall to the bubble in this tournament. I think this structure is... Oh yeah, min cash is 13 bucks. That's, you know, not much, but the top prize is... I don't know. I don't really know what you're, like, supposed to do here, but... No, it's 77 players. Yeah, I'm so close to the bubble. My bubble factor is colossal, so there's just no reason. Sometimes I like to ISO those types of hands, but... You know, actually, yeah, I'm gonna... I plan to ISO more against this guy. I really like... I like ISOing against this type of player, you know, like where there's like a 2x gap between their VPIP and PFR, because then you know they're raising like their good hands and they're limping their bad hands, pretty much. So I mean, my gap right now looks like that too. So I mean, that's not necessarily saying that he's like that, but he limped, so he probably is playing kind of like that. Those stats, I mean, the VPIP PFR is probably indicative of his actual game. When we get a break in the action here, I'm going to pause the video and start another one, just to make sure I don't exceed any sort of size limits here. I think he was thinking about 3-betting, but I have a monster. I'm really only beat by a set of jacks right now, IMO. So I'm just gonna blast away, basically. It's a pretty deep pot. Yeah, he just mucked. He probably had 10s or something, or was just lagging. Yeah, I'm gonna pause the video now, and hopefully we will restart in a second.